Howdy folks, this is Keith Bowen and this is Hard Rock University, and Eva is learning a little bit of rope technique. This is about a 60-degree decline. We've spent a little time fixing up the ladder and securing some stoles. Okay, here we are 30 feet down the decline. He was getting ready to go into what I call pack rat heaven. Right there is where I took that previous sample and ran high grade. And you can see where they were selectively digging here. Okay, go ahead, little one. You may want to get on your knees. For whatever reason, they didn't take any more waste than they had to. Okay? Okay, so we're trying to get through this narrow little passage here. I have no idea how the video's doing. Wow, this is even harder with one hand. Now, this floor
up there.
sounds like it's on planks. Yeah, I know. You can see how they were following a very specific material in here. They're very, very picky. And it looks like that. Notice the red in there? Keep that in mind. You got limonite with red. I'll show you something in a minute. Okay, if you don't want to go through there, then come on over top of me and go the other way. And never stand up fast so you don't hit your head too bad. Now that, if I'm not mistaken, goes down to the next level down. And I will show you that in a minute. Again, see how much material they moved here. And it looks like they like this limonite material on the footwall better than anything else. So, careful to stay away from that edge. So here we are at the bottom of the ladder where I've repaired it a bit. There's the bottom of the shaft, another 15 or 20 feet down. Just a little debris. Here's rails. So it looked like there was a loading station. And they just dropped the skip down and load it there. Here comes Eva. You'll notice the ladder's much better than it was yesterday. It actually goes all the way to the bottom now.
Yeah. You were busy at the crack of dawn.
Yep. Go ahead and step over with your right foot to the rail. Having a slack in your Jumar? Just put your weight on the wall. Okay. Come over here. Let me uncouple. This is a platform that didn't stay in place. There's not much on top of it. Let's get a little more light. Wish I hadn't lost the batteries to my other lights, because they worked much better. Okay, so here we are at the end.
Here's somebody's headlamp.
Yeah, and that should be the stope we were in, looking down. Again, they were going after all this stuff here. Now, in trying to figure out, go ahead and put your light on it too, little one. Trying to figure out what they were after. Look in the back, there seems to be red there, in the very back. So I'm kind of going on the assumption that this mineralized stuff that shows red may be the best. And you know what you got? Hanging wall, limonite, got black, another limonite, black, more limonite. You'll see that pattern here all through, and there's a place where it comes in really handy. Now from that last level we showed you, it's only about 5 or 8 feet down there. Coming up to this level, that should be good enough. Platform's been pretty stable so far. Okay, come on over, get your foot on solid ground, uncouple and wrap your strap around that pipe there.
Like that?
Is it not going to go drifting over? Okay, that's good enough then. Now here, they have stoped out fairly big. And go ahead and shine some light up there, little one. So they've done kind of the same thing all the way up here. And when they're leaving it, there doesn't seem to be much red in it, just black. See the kind of black? And yet that's got reds and yellows. I think that may be a clue. Now, here is something interesting. This is where we come into the perpendicular structure. Now, if you'll take a look right here, you can see 2 limonite veins separated by a black vein, another black vein, quartz vein, and then other stuff. This is the wall rock. This is the main mountain. Right there, it just stops. That's your cross formation. Now look over there. You see 2 limonite veins, narrow black vein, larger black vein, and that's actually quartz there. What you have is that side of the mountain moved that way about 10 feet compared to this side. This is the exact same structure here. Got cut off and shifted over there. That's why the tunnel makes a dog leg.
That's cool. Right down there.
Yeah. Now this is where that side structure continues on, the perpendicular structure. And probably about 50 feet that way is air. So we're thinking that if this runs ore, driving it that way may give us an easier access. Okay, and this is where I always hit my head. And I think I've already shown you this. This goes to the decline. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, you can see a little daylight coming down it. But, God, I hate these midget miners. I don't know how tall they were in the old days. I wish they were 7 feet, then everyone else could be nice. And there is the decline. Now what I have to do is measure this angle here. See how they stoped it and declined it and went straight also. And it's going to take a little bit to get across there safely. That's beyond the scope of today's exercise. And there's today's take, 17 samples. And here it is the next morning, 17 samples, crushed, split, starting to pan. And there's the first sample. It was expected to be good. It was from the area that the best one came from before. I would call that about 0.1 to 0.2 ounces per ton panable free gold. However, that's what we got on that last sample in that area, and the assay came out much better. Not sure why. Could be a lot entrained. See these chocolate brown heavies in here. May just be a crushing issue. Now that's also some pretty coarse gold compared to what I'm used to. So it may have more mass for the same amount of visual show. We shall see. If that's the same as that last assay, if the assays come back, we got some pretty good stuff here if we can figure out how to get it out of the rock. And it came in part from this rather cool looking rock here. This isn't the only rock that I was taking that out of, but that looks pretty awesome. Everything's been panned, things cleaned up, air drying. So, time to get all this stuff packed up and head out down the road. So happy prospecting and keep it safe out there.